Hello, hello. Okay, it's a little bit before the scheduled time. Let me read the introduction. Got some notes now. All right, so my name is Patrick. The channel name is Jack Crafty, but you can call me Jack. That's fine. I have over 2,000 videos on this channel. So if you're curious if I've covered a topic, just do a search, Jack Crafty, and then blah blah blah, whatever you're searching for, and hit the search button. I might have covered it. Hey, Bill. Hey, Jordan. Happy Monday. Um, let's see. Now, if you want to send me something to do a demonstration, because this is the Flintknapping channel. If you want to send me something, that's fine to demonstrate how to work your material. Um, but just be aware that I might not get to it right away. Okay, and it may take several videos to cover all the topics that you're thinking about. Like you may send more than just one item as an example. And then if that's the case, please include a letter and then label each item with the idea that you have in mind. Okay. And again, it may take me several weeks, months, or even years to get to it. I've got people waiting uh, for me to nap their material. So just be aware. Sometimes I do it quickly, sometimes it takes me forever. It depends on where it gets stashed and also the difficulty level, and also if I want to ruin my tools or if I had to make new tools, it may take me some time to prepare for your material. Okay, Alan Cole is here. Buckskin NYB is here. Let's see. Awesome items this week. Thank you. Thank you. That banded obsidian was super rad. Thanks. Yeah, I liked it. I mean, it's not a rare material, but it's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, I've got more of that banded material. I guess I'll do it on video. Nap some of that on video. Yeah. Nap some more of it. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm doing no talk videos for everything, and then I'll voiceover later. So I've got a lot of voiceovers coming up this week, um, starting tomorrow. Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to voice over 2 or 3 videos tomorrow and post those. So, um, so that's going to be the format going forward. Plus, I'm going to be doing instructional videos, which will be a third video of the same napping, except I will voice over with instructions and how to in depth as much as I can and try to explain everything as much as I can. And those videos, those instructional videos, will be available to members only. Yeah, something for the members. So there'll be each time I nap something on video, there's going to be 3 videos. One is the no talk, which is the first one I'm going to post, and then a yip yap or blah 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 or whatever, just talking over the video as a voiceover, not necessarily instructing. And then the third video will be the instruction video where I try to focus on what's going on and give you an in-depth explanation to the best of my ability. I don't know everything about what's going on, even though I'm the napper and I'm doing the napping. I don't really know exactly what's going on, so I'll just do my best. And that third category will be available to members only. And I've got quite a few members now. There's over 20 members. Last time I checked, it was a good amount. I was surprised and amazed and thankful. Let's see. Bobby's here. Keith Ricketts is here. Yeah, here real early today. That swirl shirt was cool. I hit the like button on the way in, guys. Yeah. The voiceover, it went well, though, I thought. Yeah, the voiceover went okay. It just takes me a long time. I'll probably shorten the videos also. Since I can nap faster if I do a no-talk video, they'll be shorter. So that'd be easier for me to do the voiceover as well. This is the Georgia chert swirl point available in the auction, or it's a blade actually. And there's some Georgia jasper that looks like this too. So it's kind of a mix between the jasper and the swirl. Yeah, this is the other side. It's got camouflage colors: brown, orange, green, tan, various shades of all those, and some translucent parts like up near the tip. I don't have much of this at all. This is like one of 3 pieces that are like this that I got from a batch a while ago from Jeff Head. Yeah. Buckskin says, I haven't seen how you do your Clovis notches. You mean the flutes? You haven't seen how I did those? Just type in Jack Crafty Clovis, and I've got at least 3 different videos on making Clovises. And I think I have a Clovis natural tool video, but I'm not sure. That one would probably be on the Allergic Hobbit channel. Yeah. I'm not sure exactly where I have my, or what I have on my Allergic Hobbit channel anymore. I haven't checked that channel in over a year. That's probably got a lot of comments that are not answered yet. I don't look at that channel's comments, questions, or complaints. No. And I don't post on that channel either. I wish I had time to do more of that. Buckskin says, okay, I'll look it up. Mike Mason's here. Howdy, howdy. Still early, but this live stream is from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. I've got 3 live streams during the week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So Mondays, it's during the auction, 6 to 8. And then the auction ends at 9 p.m. So I'll check the auction as we go from time to time during the live stream. So if you have questions on how to participate or anything related to the auction, you can ask. Hey, Jordan has a question. Do you suppose back in the beginning, some not so experienced nappers cut themselves and bled out, possibly hitting the major artery? Yeah, I think so, especially at the quarry site. Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of accidents. Yeah, but they had to have some way of stopping the bleeding in their kit. You know, they'll always carry a bag with them or whatever, and they'll probably have buckskin strips or whatever to wrap the wound with, so he won't bleed out. Jesse's here. Hey, Keith says buckskin. He sticks his tongue out to the left and smacks it really hard at 52 or 56.2 degree angle and says, "Don't break, don't break." Yeah, you guys are funny. If you're new to the channel, you're not going to understand a lot of these inside jokes. Yeah. I have a lot of little expressions, and I goof around on some of my videos. I'm tired today, so I don't know how this is going to go. I didn't get much sleep last night because of a stomach ache. Something's up. Yeah, I can't figure it out. I have these stomach aches occasionally. I think it happens when I shift my diet because I eat mostly or only meats and eggs and salt and water basically. But I switch the meats, from time to time. Like I'll be doing chicken and ham for a while, and then I'll switch to ground beef and eggs, and then I'll switch back to just doing eggs, and then switch back to just doing chicken, and then I'll try to mix it up, maybe do sausages. When I do those transitions, I tend to get stomach aches. I just transitioned to ground beef and eggs, so that might be it. It's not a good thing. 3 minutes early tonight. Yeah, David DeLorenzo's here. Patrick, that means you can get off 3 minutes early. Yeah, I'll quit 3 minutes ahead of time. How's that? Mike says American yarrow can stop bleeding very quickly when dried, ground, and applied to a wound. Also helps with pain, even Period cramps. Nice. Jim Main, hey. Sluffy. Carnivore diet. Yeah, I'm on a carnivore diet. Yeah. I got to the carnivore diet through the elimination diet. I had no idea what the carnivore diet was. I didn't find out what it was until later. I was on an elimination diet, which eliminates everything that you get that makes you sick, right? Or makes you feel bad. So I knew that carbohydrates would wipe me out, like I guess symptoms similar to hypoglycemia. But what was happening is I was developing type 2 diabetes, and the insulin wasn't handling it, or I had some insulin resistance or whatever, and I couldn't function with just eating um, a normal diet with half the diet being carbohydrates or calories from carbohydrates. So I started an elimination diet, and after looking online and looking at elimination diets, I found carnivore diet. I went, well, that makes it easy. Alan sent me a good care package. Yeah. Alan Cole says, question, have you heard of Rimrock Draw Rock Shelter? It's near Glass Buttes. They say it had inhabitants over 18,000 years ago. Rimrock, I don't think I've heard of that one, but that doesn't mean that that I've didn't forget. I might have forgotten. I heard about it, but now I forgot. But yeah, there's been dates that are pretty well established, actually, that are older than 12,000 years in North America, but also in South America. Yeah. So 20,000 years is not unreasonable now. The dates have been updated. 18,000 years falls into that category. There's very early dates in South America, and some of the dates might go back to 30,000 years, but I think that's still speculative. I think they have pretty solid dates in the 20 to $24,000 20 to 24,000 year range before the present. Pretty solid dates. Radiocarbon. Yeah, period cramps. Well, someone mentioned that, and I've got 4 daughters, so I mean, the the topic has come up endlessly, not on the live stream, but in life. Let's see. Jordan says, imagine being alone and the one time you forgot your kit, slip, slice, whoops, next thing you know, you're dead and robbed and eaten. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but these guys were tough back in the day. Yeah. Those guys, they were tough. See, Alan says, thought it was pretty cool. I plan on trying to find it, and the next time I'm out there, maybe I can send you a piece of obsidian from the site. Okay. Yeah, that'd be cool. Mike says, I even grow yarrow. In the old world, it used a bitter for beer and was known as soldier's wort. Yeah. Okay. I think wort is spelled W-O-R-T though. Yeah. I've got some mugwort stalks that I'm going to be trying out for arrows. That reminds me. Yeah. So I need to do that. I need to do that because there's a lot of mugwort in a certain area back off the trail. It'd be cool to try it out that for arrow shafts. The rose we have here, I keep getting people that ask me, have you tried rose? Yeah, but around here it doesn't grow very strong. It's very weak. But the mugwort seems to be pretty strong, which is weird to me. Let's see. Sluffy says, I'm heading to Glass Buttes in the next couple of weeks. Awesome. Make a video. unless you don't get reception. Well, you can always save it on your phone. Jordan says, them tough SOBs. Yeah, back in the day, they were tough. Mike says, I'm a bad speller. Patrick is right. I'm not often right, but when I am, I rub it in. Yeah. Yeah, tough like woodpecker lips. Yeah, and they would probably wear, you know, extra layers of clothing when they were at the quarry, just in case they slip. You know, wear their leggings and their boots. Yeah. Hold on a second. I need to turn the stove off. I'll be right back. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, I left something cooking back here. I can't be doing that the whole stream. Yeah. It's just boiling some beef, but that'll get way too cooked. Your voiceover was great, by the way, Patrick. Okay, good, cool. I'm glad you liked it. I think it went okay. I was starting to peter out toward the end. It was getting kind of tiring just to sit there and narrate the video. But what I think I'll do is I will criticize what I do for the yip yap videos or yap and nap videos. I'll just do a critique on what I'm doing. Yeah. Sluffy says, I went a couple of weeks ago, but it was like 34 degrees, pouring rain mixed with snow. The wife and kid wanted to leave, so I was only able to fill a bucket and a half. Oh, dang. Well, how far away do you live? Hopefully it's not too far. Alan says, burning the brownie is fastest way to burn 2,000 calories. Yeah. No, I don't eat brownies anymore. I used to be Mr. Donuts and cakes and candies, but that's it. Those days are long gone. I've been on a carnivore diet since 2018. 2018. Well, at first it started out as keto, but I found out that I can only have a maximum of 5 grams of carbs a day or I start gaining a lot of weight. So, but the keto diet made me feel better, but I had to get rid of all the carbs. So since 2019 probably is when I started the carnivore diet. And I have not regretted 1 minute, although it was tough. It took me 3 months to get used to it. Yeah. I felt like I was going to feel sick every day, but not in an exhausted kind of way. It felt like I was, um, it wasn't exhausting. It was just a little bit painful and those cravings, those sugar, it was withdrawal symptoms. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. The cravings and the withdrawal symptoms, anxiety, nervousness, irritability, and just hunger, constant hunger all the time, all the time, all the time. After 3 months, that's when it started to subside. Yeah, and it was okay. After 6 months, I was on track. You're about 5 hours away from Glass Buttes. That's not too bad. I mean, that is a good drive. Yeah. Mike says, I dropped in on Smallzilla Makes channel. Watched a few great videos. Also saw Danny got beat up by some bees. Yeah, I saw one of Danny's videos where his hands were swollen or something, or I don't know. Or maybe there were just little cuts on his hands and that had nothing to do with the bees. But yeah, I saw him nap. I saw him nap some chert, and he was talking about bees. Yeah, got stung on the head. Now that I remember, yeah, and that kind of thing. That's no fun. Sluffy says my sister-in-law lives in Burns, Oregon, so we have a place to stay when we go up to Glass Buttes. That's awesome. Yeah, I wish I had something that close with that amount of material. A lot of poop when you start carnivore. Well, I got lucky, I guess. It wasn't that bad. Let's see. Jesse says, poor Sal was trying to talk with his wisdom tooth pulled 45 before. And then he got the bees and his hand cut. Man napping is a dangerous endeavor. Hang in there, fellas. Jesse's funny. Justin says, "Good evening, Patrick. Yay. How's it going?" Mike says I think he ripped something in his shoulder. Oh, that's not good. Well, that was previous to that last trip, right? He did something to his shoulder a while ago. Ralph's here. Hello. Hello, hello. Nice you could make it. Yeah. Usually we have same group, around 40 different people. Well, 40 people at any one time once the live stream gets rolling. And people come in and check out the live stream and then leave, I think. Because we end up with more likes than we have people watching. So it looks like people tune in and then tune out. Mike Mason says, yeah, he ripped something in his shoulder. Yeah. So yeah, Danny Collins sends me stuff. I also buy stuff from Danny Collins. So I consider him a supporter of the channel. But Jeff Head does the same thing. Those two guys have lots of rocks and stuff. Other stuff too. The best place to find rocks is not Walmart parking lot. It's at Knapping's. Right, so go to Knapping's if you want to know where to get rocks. People constantly ask me, where do I get rocks? Because the ones that I see around my house, they're only good for maybe throwing at people. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Why do nappers not like people? I don't know. 28 viewers and only 12 likes so far. That's okay. A lot of my viewers don't have index fingers. Yeah. Hey, Michael's here, Red Eyed Patriot. Posted a couple points today. One is up and the other is at 7 p.m. Had time to nap today. Awesome. I napped all morning. Now I'm all burnt out. Let's see. Yeah, Sluffy says you can find rocks at Walmart, just not the kind you can nap. Yeah. Well, you can buy rocks like from Michael's and other places that sell rocks for aquariums and little aquarium landscapes or little terrarium landscapes. You can nap some of those rocks. Some of those are agates that you can heat treat. And you can buy agate slabs at Michael's and stuff. You can heat treat those. Half the time they're okay. Half the time they need temperatures above 600 degrees. So you're not always able to do it. So it doesn't always work unless you have something to heat those slabs up above 600 degrees. I think 650 degrees heats up those agate slabs if they don't respond to anything else. And then once they're heat treated, those agate slabs will nap nicely. Let's see. Yeah, the usual suspects are here. Yeah. They're showing up. Everybody's showing up. It's only been 15 minutes. We got another hour and 45 minutes. Man. What are we going to do all that time? I usually just read the comments. If you're new, I just read the comments and then we all watch to see how dark it gets. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you guys are up to when you're. Oh, yeah, you're also like napping in the background. You have me on in the background while you're napping. Some people, well, especially on Friday night, they just sit and relax and have their dinner and watch the live stream. Let's see. Red Eyed Patriot says, nap some amoeba and heat treat butterscotch. Yeah. I did the same thing. Alan says, I plead the fifth. Yeah, it's fine. I don't want to hear about no one's business anyway. No one's nasty business. Mike Mason says, when the darkness is in the humor, though. Yeah. Yeah, what it'll start getting darker and darker in the humor as well as the sunlight. Let's see. Keith says Ed's not here yet. He will probably show up at 7:55. Yeah, yeah. A lot of guys show up after an hour exactly. They show up at exactly an hour later. Um, I don't know why. Maybe it takes an hour for them to get the notification. YouTube used to send me notifications of my own live streams, but either I mistakenly hit the wrong buttons when I'm, you know, hitting the sequence of buttons to go live, or they don't want me to see my own video. See, if I can see my own video, I can make comments. I can also chat here from the computer, but then it takes me forever. I can actually do it faster on the phone than I can on the computer. Let's see. Yeah, YouTube's fault. They're slow on notifications. Yeah, that's YouTube's all glitchy still. Alan says the adjective for metal is metallic, but not so for iron, which is ironic. Ralph says most landscape rocks in Michigan parking lots are cobbles of granite, sandstone, and nothing knappable. Yeah, I know the feeling. There's a lot of rocks out here in Vermont that they use for landscaping and irrigation ditches and erosion control, and none of those are nappable. Yeah. Mike says, did you get the package I sent? Okay, I don't know. You gotta tell me what's in the package. The last one I opened, I think I opened Alan's package on video. I'm trying to think. I got a bopper from Mike Tufts, and I did get another package, right? Or no? What was in the package? Let me see. Keith says, Jesse, I get most of my hammerstones from HD too. Home Depot, probably. Mr. Jim is here. Hello. Ross Wellman is here. Hello, hello. I've been napping heat treated Texas chert. I think I got cooked. It got cooked too much. Uh-oh. Yeah, Mike Mason. I don't know. I'm trying to think what my last package was. Now you got me thinking. I know I got a package I'm not talking. I didn't mention, but I forgot what was in it. I got the bopper from Mike Tufts. I can't remember now. Scott says, "Hey Pat, hey Chippers." Scott Lowers from the UK. Bill Taylor's here. Hey guys, I'm here. Made it, but I'm busy. I'm listening though. All right, good enough. Brennan is here. Everyone is showing up. Yes, yes. Mike says ETA was today. It may be en route still. Oh, I see. Okay. Did I check the mail today? I checked the mail today and I didn't get a package. I got letters, or not letters. I got notices and what they call junk mail. Let's see. Jesse's here. Hey, hey. Ralph says, hello, Scott. Yeah. Richard Nunley is here. Hey, what's up? Just doing live streams. I got nothing better to do, apparently. And I'm actually very sleepy today. So if I start rambling or start slurring my words or getting mixed up or forgetting people's names or if they sent a package or not, you'll know why. Yeah. Yeah. I got to figure out what the stomach issue is that I've got. As I've gotten older, I've had stomach issues. When I was younger, I had cast iron stomach. I could eat just about anything. Yeah, everybody say hi to everybody. And you guys, if you know information, don't hold out on us. Let us know if you found something new. Like, hey, there's a brand new quarry. This guy's selling stuff for cheap. Check it out. Stuff like that. Or I know a spot at Glass Buttes we can meet up at. Yeah. Or, hey, is anyone holding a nap in Colorado? Yeah. No? Yes? No. I don't think so. I got the nap in list. I got a bunch of nap-ins on note cards here. I also put the nap-in list in the comment section of my videos. I broke it up into 2 parts because people on Instagram also ask me for the nap-in list. But when I do an Instagram comment, the whole list doesn't fit in the comment. So I got to break it up in 2 pieces. Let me see. I just recently got I don't know if it was recent, but I remember getting a request for information on any events in Colorado. I don't see anything for Colorado. No. I got a new one for California. This is happening April 18th through the 20th, in case anybody wants to know. This is in Albion, California. California, yeah. It's the Albion River Nap-In, Albion Field Station. And if you need the information on that one, that's the newest one that I saw. And a lot of stuff coming up in April. Yeah, a lot of stuff has already passed. I was surprised at how many nap-ins were actually set up for February. When I first started doing these nap-in lists, I didn't see hardly anything for February, but this time around, there was like 3 different nap-ins in February, and then another 3 different nap-ins in March. They're starting early. Keith says he blames it on Sleepy, but we know what's cooking on the stove. Yeah. I wish. If I was cooking stuff like that, I wouldn't have to depend on napping money. Mike says, hope you get to feeling better soon. I doubt sleep deprivation will help. Yeah, no. I should sleep pretty good tonight. I only lose maybe 1 night a week of sleep to something like a stomach ache. Yeah, it's not bad. Tommy Taylor's here. Howdy. Hello, folks. Yeah, Keith beat you this time, Tommy. Scott Lauer says, Pat, I'm finding some top quality rare English flint over here. It's called Bullhead, and it's top notch. I've posted some of my channel shorts. It's a big thing over here. Awesome. Yeah, I think someone told me about that last time, or you did tell me last live stream. The Bullhead flint. Very interesting stuff. Yeah. Let me see. Wait while I look things up. Yeah, I am subscribed. Let me see. You've got one video you did a month ago. Let me see here. You got short videos, though.
Fossils and concretions on it. See the orange. It's the orange underneath the cortex that I try and capture. Bullhead flint tab. Lots of fossils and concretions on it. You can see the orange. It's the orange underneath the cortex that I try and capture. Bullhead flint tab.
Yeah, so Scott asked me to do a demonstration of how to capture the cortex colors. So I'll try that also this week, I think. All right. Let's see. Keith says, Tommy's here. Yeah. Hounds are on the loose, Tommy. Yeah. Jesse says, everyone have a drink. And I will tell funny jokes and distract you guys from the auction. Brandon says, I've been watching all those points out of Bullhead you have been posting, Scott. Good deal. Let's see. Tommy Taylor says, I already hit the like button, Keith. Scared me. I'm scared of the hounds. JW, pop in to say thanks. Enjoying the channel here in the Ozarks. Thank you. Thank you, JW. That's a cool handle. Alan Cole says, I'm making some kicking horse coffee. Cheers. Yeah. Teasing me with the coffee. I don't drink coffee anymore. I just maybe taste a little sample every now and then. Keith says, all right, Jesse. I mean, Ed. I mean, Jesse. I mean, Ed. Ralph says, Patrick, I posted a video on Thebes points. And Scott, I was wondering if there is a way of knowing if the ancient napper was left or right-handed by how the bevel is on the point. Are you asking me or asking Scott? There's no way to know for sure if the napper was right or left-handed. And if the archaeologists tell you, they're blowing smoke. Yeah. I can nap in any direction, whether they think it's the left-handed direction or the right-handed direction. I can nap in any direction. Yeah. It just requires a repositioning of your workpiece and how you remove the flakes, obviously. Mike said, I checked the tracking number and it says 9 p.m. I'll get there. Hope you like it. Okay. By 9 p.m. Dang. Okay, so you're asking me, yeah, if an archaeologist or lithic analyst or somebody tells you that this is done by a left-handed or right-handed napper, they're blowing smoke. And I'm being nice. They have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. Let's see. Jesse says, my Keokuk arrives tomorrow. I can hardly stand it. Did you order from Danny? Because he's got some good stuff. There's another guy, too, that has some Keokuk I noticed. I haven't tried that one yet. Tommy says, okay, Jesse, you twist. Guess I will pour a cocktail. Keith says, I made a nice pot of cowboy coffee on the fire pit just before the stream started. I'm all set. Nice. Tommy says, twist my arm. Yeah. You guys. Hey, Andrew's here. What's up, Wes? Hey. I'm making some blueberry pancakes. Oh, dang. Andrew calls me Wes. Yeah, after Wes Studi. And Doghouse is here. Danny's here. Good day, folks. Just back from Brady, Texas. Had a great time. Weather was perfect. Lots of great folks. I'm beat. Yeah, I saw a video that Sal posted. He actually posted 2 videos, I think, of the nap-in. I saw part of the first one and part of the second one. Yeah. A good turnout. It looks like there was a good turnout. This is in Brady, Texas at Richards Park. Every spring and fall, there's a nap-in in Brady, Texas. It's the only nap-in that's worth going to, I suppose, as far as a lot of people in Texas. There are other nap-ins in Texas, but they're usually just private get-togethers. Not very many people, 6 to 8 guys. But the Brady nap-in, it looks like there was about 40 different people there. JW says, you should ask them, what direction is the polarity of that chart? Yeah. You can mess with new nappers by doing that kind of stuff. Yeah. Better check the polarity of that chart. Make sure that it's aligned with the magnetic field. What? Yeah, you didn't know about the magnetic field in the napping? Man, it's very important. If you nap against the polarity, you're asking for trouble. hmm Let's see. Jesse says, Tommy, if I wasn't on the clock, I'd pour you one. Who's on the clock? Jesse, you on the clock? Let's see. Ellen says, rolling cigars with whole leaf tobacco, very relaxing. Oh, dang. Yeah, I was going to buy some whole leaf tobacco one time, but I got to take it easy on the cigars. Yeah, if I start buying my own tobacco and rolling my own cigars, they'll get so cheap that I won't feel guilty about smoking one, as far as the money goes. Yeah. Ralph says, Sal got a lot of nice stone at the Brady Nap Inn. He did? It's not fair. Scott says, I was wondering if all Thebes points have the opposing bevel on the same sides. All Ralphs are on the same. We wondered if the bevel was on different sides for lefty. I don't know. The Thebes and related points, they usually have the bevels on the same sides. So the bevels on the other side are more rare than left-handed is rare. So it appears that at least some of the left-handers were doing it just like the right-handers were doing it. It does make a difference if you're left or right-handed, yes, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. I mean, you can still nap like a right-hander if you're left-handed, using your left hand as your dominant hand, especially when it comes to direct percussion. You can't tell with direct percussion if the guy was left or right-handed. Yeah. Let's see. Mike says the polarity, makes it like a pigeon. Yeah. Like a homing arrow, right? Right. Exactly. Tommy says, Jesse, I poured one for you and me. JW says, Jesse, I just call it a safety meeting. Sluffy says, should I send cigars instead of rocks? No, do not send cigars instead of rocks. You'll be a bad influence on me. Yeah. At least with rocks, I can say that it's a healthy pastime, so to speak. It might not be all that safe, but at least it's healthy. Let's see. Danny says, lots of good rocks at Brady for sure. Broke everything I did. Oh, dang. Danny, not supposed to break everything. Keith says, Tommy, there are 30 people in the chat. You have to pour one for each of us. Dang. Going to get expensive. Let's see. Tommy says, already done it. Alan says, I'll roll you an Alan special cigar. No guilt. Okay. You can roll me a cigar and then send it. Yeah. That'd be fun, actually. Yeah. But, yeah, don't get no ideas about sending me lots of them. I have a hard enough time resisting it as it is. I have to stay away from that. Let's see. JW says, I would be napping left-handed after one of those. I tried napping left-handed. Man, it brings you right back to the days when you first started napping. Yeah, it's almost impossible. So you can get an idea of what new guys are going through. Yeah. Direct percussion, pressure, indirect percussion. It's so much more difficult with the opposite hand. Now, if you're ambidextrous, I'd like to see that. I don't think I've seen a single ambidextrous flint napper on YouTube yet. That would be interesting to see. I wonder how rare those are in the population. You can look that up. How rare is ambidextrosity? Yeah. Keith says, Tommy, hey, they are on the trail. I heard them. I hear them. Heard it. I think they have one. I don't understand that one. No ideas about those funny cigars. Yeah. Yeah, no funny cigars either. Mike says, holy crap, I'm going to put the Ishi under my other knee and see what happens. Yeah, try it. Switch it up and see. And then you'll realize what the new guys are going through. It's not pretty. Smallzilla says, Monday stream. Woo, made it. All right, Harley. Just a heads up, Patrick. I got the signs done. Awesome. I will be preparing the package here and have it sent sometime this week. All righty. Cool. I'll be here. Yeah, I'm not going nowheres. Yeah, I'm stuck. I helped my oldest daughter buy a car. I sent her my savings. I said, I can either send you that van back here or I can send you my savings. He goes, I think I would like to buy my own car, Dad. I don't want that van. Okay. So there it went. I still got a little bit of savings left for the next nap-in. Don't worry. Let's see. Keith says, damn, autocorrect. Yeah. The autocorrect is terrible these days. It used to be better. I remember the autocorrect wasn't too bad, but then it started to suggest words, and then it suggests them in ways that you can't avoid it. That's what's the problem. My grandfather was ambidextrous, very artistically talented. Yeah, the ambidextrous people are neurodivergent. Jordan says, maybe different signs for different live streams? Yeah, maybe. Are you getting bored of this one here? Yeah. Maybe I'll get a different animal lamp too. See, that one's a swine lamp or a pig lamp or the hog lamp. Whichever you want to call it. It's got an ear broken off. The poor little hog's got his ear broken, but this is the one you can see. You can't see the broken one. My stepmom used to collect any type of lamps or baskets or utensils and stuff with animal motifs. Yeah. Let's see. Scott says, I know a lefty napper. He uses a big old antler. Watching him swing that thing left-handed messes with my head. Yeah. Yeah. I feel sorry for left-handed nappers watching the right-handed nappers. Yeah. I'm wondering if you can switch the video around if you have something on your computer that mirrors the video so it looks correct to the left-hand nappers. I tried writing with my non-dominant hand and ended up making letters you could read in the mirror. That's funny. Ellen Cole says, they call it predictive text now. A case of fixing it until it's broken. Yeah. Brennan says, I'm a lefty. Had to learn to use my righty after a car wreck, but switched back as soon as I could. Yeah. My sister's a lefty. Tommy Taylor says, the one-ear pig is your trademark. Yeah. I can't get rid of it now. Brennan says, but literally lots of use of left hand for a while because of nerve damage. Lost the use of left hand because of nerve damage. Yikes. Harley says, Patrick, back in the day when you enjoyed sweets, were you a bigger fan of dark chocolate or milk chocolate? We don't count white chocolate. Yeah, no. I liked white chocolate, but milk chocolate was my favorite. And then everyone started that fad for dark chocolate. So, yeah, I was eating dark chocolate. But no, milk chocolate was my favorite. But except on Mounds, that candy, the dark chocolate with coconut, that's where I like the dark chocolate. But yeah, other than that, everything was milk chocolate. Yeah, and I would eat Milk Duds like popcorn. Yeah. I shouldn't reveal all my past what do they call it? Transgressions. Keith says, I'm ambidextrous. Make marbles no matter which hand I use. Oh, we got flies coming in. I got the windows wide open. Flies are already flying around in here. You know, it just snowed on us like 3 or 4 days ago. Let's see. Oh, Brendan says it was 20 years ago. Oh, dang. Yeah, that's a while ago. No sugar allowed. Yeah, I don't. Let's see. Ralph says, I tie trout flies like a lefty, but I'm right handed. Never heard of that. Magnus Horace is here. Your videos are always my go to when I have napping problems that I can't figure out. Thank you so much. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for that vote of confidence. Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad the videos are useful. Sometimes I think I'm just posting, just going through the motions and hoping it would help somebody. And yes, I guess it does. Jordan says, "You lucky dogs. I'm allergic to chocolate." Yeah, no, don't feel like you're unlucky because chocolate messes with you. Yeah. Not only is sugar a drug, but you add chocolate to sugar, it turns it into crack. Yeah. Let's see. Jesse says, Magnus, I agree. I have learned a ton from this channel. Oh, thanks. Scott Lauer, Magnus 100%. Mike says, any guitar players in here? Yeah, Mike Mason. There's probably at least 2 other mics that play guitars in here, right here, in the live stream. Have you ever used indirect with hammerstone on another stone billet? Just curious if possible. Have you ever used an indirect with a hammerstone on another stone? Stone on stone indirect? No. You know, take a stone and then put the stone against the workpiece and then take another stone and hit the first stone. No. I've tried a hammer with a wooden stick and a stone on top to use it on the workpiece like a hammer, like a real hammer with a stone on it. And that, you can't call it a hammer stoning. So what do we call it? But I've used that on workpieces during the preliminary stages, and the stone on the wooden stick always breaks, no matter what. I don't know what it is. When you hold it in your hand, it won't break, but you put it on the end of a stick and swing it, it'll break. Eventually, it'll break faster than when you're holding a hammerstone in your hand. Don't make no sense. Make it make sense. Tommy Taylor says, Smallzilla, glad you said chocolate reminded me. I bought some chocolate-coated raisins. You bought some goobers or raisinets? Which ones are the goobers? Okay, the raisinets obviously are the raisin ones. Okay, I got you. Let's see. I make fun of goobers and raisinets. That's why that came up. My boxing game has leveled up thanks to Patrick. Ask for Corn is here. Call it a composite hammer. Yeah. That's too smart. It makes me sound too intellectual. Yeah. I can't use something like, well, here I'm demonstrating with my composite hammer. The composite hammer has various uses depending on how you choke up on the handle. It can be used as direct percussion, or you can even blah, 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 blah. No, I'm not going to be that way. Yeah. I was thinking that you can also use it as a braider. Switch the ends, switch the back end is the braider, and the front end is the hammer. No. Yeah, I started napping watching those kinds of videos, but man, I can't do it myself. Let's see. Jordan says, my son is left-handed and I bought him a left-handed guitar and it seems impossible for me to tune. Right? Is that what it said? To learn. Okay. That's a stone hammer. Danny says, that's a stone hammer. Okay, stone hammer. Watch out, because I'm defending my house with a stone hammer. Yeah. I want a dairy to come into my house. I got stone hammers. I can play a little banjo, says Ralph, but I need lots of practice. Bluegrass picking is harder than clawhammer picking. I wouldn't know, but yeah, I believe you. Smallzilla says, I used to hate raisins, but I've come around to them again. They're good. I should make them myself sometime. Dehydrated foods can be quite fun. Yeah. It's really fun when you have a dehydrator and all you do is just stick it in there and push a button. Week, 3 days later, voila. Why is it fun? Because it's easy. Anything easy is fun. Yeah. The hard stuff is what gets on my nerves. Let's see. Ellen says, do not touch must be one of those most terrifying things to read in Braille. I see what you did there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of what else could be terrifying reading it in Braille. Mm-hmm. Braille was invented by ghosts. You never seen a ghost? You're blind. Oh, well. When I first started guitar, I felt confused about my fingers. I tried it backwards and warped my brain. Yeah, that would do it. You can make a raisin wine. Tastes pretty good. Oh, yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that YouTube video where you'd make raisin wine, but it's supposed to be like sour wine. That's what I thought. Keith says, Ralph, banjo gets me too. I think it's because you typically tune into the key of G. Messes with my mind somewhat. Devin is here. Hey, yo, yo, yo. Patrick hopes all is well. All as well as can be expected. I'm going on very little sleep, but other than that, everything's fine. So far, so good. Yeah, the weather's getting better, so I'm able to actually do more. I'm working on my productivity. I'm slowly eating away at the back orders. I'm not taking any more back orders or outside projects. Nope, nope, nope. I have a hard time saying no, so I'm just going to ignore a request. If you request and you don't get a reply, that means I can't do it. Yeah. I hate going, no, I'm sorry. What am I going to use as excuse? I'm too lame in my productivity, so I can't do it. I mean, I could say that, but I got to think of something else. I hate trying to think of something else, so maybe I'll just write, sorry, I'm too lame. I apologize. I'm not productive. Let's see. Smallzilla says, fun fact, I use a food dehydrator to keep my 3D printer filaments dry. Some of them absorb moisture from the air, which boils off when the filament prints, causing awful issues. Wow, that's not good. Jesse asks, Pat, have you ever made pemmican? I want to try it. Carnivore Snicker bar. Yeah, pemmican, I've made it once. I mean, there's nothing to it. You just dry the meat and stick it in the blender until it gets all diced up. Pemmican is powdered meat. People don't know that. People think pemmican is jerky. It's not jerky, it's powdered meat. Why do they powder it? Doesn't make sense. They can just make jerky and just eat pieces off of the jerky. No, when you powder it, you ensure that everything is chewable. Okay? You ensure that even the elderly can eat it or even babies can eat it. Okay? So it's a family food, and anything that's hard like a point of a projectile, if it's in the meat, it'll get smashed and crushed. Yeah, so they powder the meat. That's how you make pemmican. It's just dry powdered meat. Now people say, no, you mix all fat with it and berries. Yeah, berries and spices and stuff. Yeah, that's after it's already been stored in a dry state and you're getting ready to eat it. Then you mix it with fat. Then you mix it with berries. And then some people say, no, it's been stored with blocks of, it's stored in blocks because when you use tallow with the pemmican, it's real hard. Yeah. Context is everything. They do that in very cold weather where it never gets above freezing. That's when you can use those blocks of tallow mixed with pemmican in cold weather over the winter. Yeah. So you don't have to be looking for fat to mix it with. Let's see. I already read all this stuff. Where am I? I'm getting behind on the chat. I pushed the wrong button. I went backwards. Let's see. Alan Cole says, I don't like people who take drugs. For example, airport security. Yeah, they'll snatch those drugs away from you. Give me that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Funny how that works. Raisin or resin, though? I don't know. Good question. Alan says, Jesse, pemmican is pretty awesome. Wild dehydrated berries are much better than the store-bought if you want to add berries. Yeah. Mike says, I could have sworn it said resin wine. I was going to scrape all those bowls. Ralph says, I'm glad the weather is getting nicer. More opportunities to make videos. Yeah. I'm going to do some outdoor videos. Imagine that. Powdered meat mixed with fat and typically dried fruit for a little flavor. Yeah. You know that some Indian tribes used ash from burned corn as a spice, flavoring for food. The ashes from burning the husks of the corn or something something that they were throwing away. They burn it and then they use the ash for a little bit of flavoring. Just in case you didn't know. Jesse says, I guess the pemmican lasts for years sealed with the fat and no moisture. No, it doesn't stay for years if you put it, you mix it with fat, unless the temperature stays below freezing. Then it lasts for years. No, as soon as it's exposed to air, if it has fat with it, the fat will begin to get rancid. Yeah. It doesn't take long for a fat to get rancid once it's mixed with meat. It's a bacteria's heaven. Yes, it is. How do I know? I don't know. Yeah, mold too. So you store the meat dry and powdered. Yeah. And some of the tribes I've heard they used to pack it in the stomach of the bison. They would take a bison stomach. They would make pemmican and stuff the pemmican as hard packed as they could into the bison stomach, and then into a raw bison stomach, and then the stomach would shrink and dry out quick, and they would compact the pemmican even more to squeeze out all the air, and that would last longer. If you pack the pemmican within rawhide bags or a stomach that contracts it really tight, it squeezes out the air and it lasts longer. That's how you preserve the pemmican, packing it tight. And then you hang it in your lodge up where the smoke is. Yeah. So you don't get moths and stuff coming around and flies and coming around. Let's see. Jesse says, I guess the pemmican lasts for years sealed with fat. Okay. Let's see. Jesse says, okay, Robbie, what are you guys talking about? Mac Bales, usually pemmican has fat added when you eat it, bear grease or tallow. Yes. But when you prepare it to eat. How do I know all this? Because I've seen footage of actual people who are Indians, and they use their ancestors' knowledge to make pemmican. In this case, they were making powdered fish, but they also would do that same technique with other meats, and they keep it in a powdered form up until they eat it, and then they mix it with fat, and then they mix it with berries or mix it with something else. They have all these things separate in storage. Only when they're sitting down to eat do they mix it. How do I know? I don't know. Maybe I watched it. I want to see. I tried to find that video again, and I can't find it. I'll try to locate that video. There's a video of an old man and pounding the. In this case, that video with the old man making the pemmican. Usually, it's a woman's job, but the old man was making it, and he mixed it with bear fat before he ate it. Yeah, he said the bear fat's the best in that video. But I've seen other videos. Another family was making powdered fish, dried fish, and then you pound it into a powder. Let's see. Where am I? Let's see here. Going turkey hunting soon, says Ralph. Northern Michigan near Grayling. I see. Alan says, I was going to tell time travel joke, but you guys didn't like it. Yeah. Keith says, I just picked a gallon of black nightshade berries. Would be awesome in Pemmican. Black nightshade? Isn't that toxic? I don't know. See, I know some things, but I don't know about this nightshade stuff. I've heard that black nightshade is not good. Or was that the wrong nightshade? I don't know. Let's see. The Pemmican question is, what is the best fat? Yeah. Loki says, oh, Jack, how are you? I'm doing good. I'm just far behind on the chat. Good to see you. I haven't seen you before. Let's see. Keith says, or Mike, I like the beef tallow, but yeah, no, bear fat is actually probably the best fat to use with the pemmican. Smallzilla says, firing up the 3D printers again, making paint holders for a friend. Got any requests for anything else to send with the signs while the machines are working? I don't know. I don't know what to request. 3D print stuff. 3D print Folsom. Yeah. Bill Hansen says, Ellen, not everyone disliked it. Ellen says, man addicted to drinking brake fluid claims he can stop anytime he wants. As for Corn says, even a tomato is nightshade. Yeah, I knew that part, but I didn't see. We got nightshade back here, and I looked it up, and this one we got back here is toxic, and it's got blackberries. So I'm going, I don't know. They're red at first. Well, I guess they turn purple, but they turn a dark color. Are they red at first? I can't remember now. Anyways, we have nightshade back here growing as a vine, and it's toxic. No matter what you do to it. Mike says, Mecha Schmalzilla for the random addition with the signs. Anthony is here. Hey, just tuned in, but isn't pemmican supposed to be dry, not mixed with that until you want to eat it? Exactly. Someone who knows. See, Anthony knows. We're talking about that. The culture on the internet says it's mixed with fat from the beginning. No. See, Anthony knows. Ralph says anytime he wants. Yeah. Smallzilla says, a Folsom, you got it. I could do some color stuff. Yeah, red Folsom. Yeah. 3D print. Yep. Harley's got a 3D printer. Smallzilla is Harley. Harley. Like Harley Davidson. Although that's not his last name. I'm so stupid. But yeah. What else? What other cool color would be good for a Folsom? I don't know. You can do mixed colors, right? You can make like a Folsom with a lightning bolt through it. Can you do colors with the 3D printing? Mac Bale says black nightshade berries are safe to eat only if fully ripe. Okay. Well, I guess that makes sense. Keith says, out of all the nightshade berries, the only one I'm aware of that's poisonous is deadly nightshade. I've eaten black nightshade my whole life. Makes jams, eat raw, and can cook berries too. I got the poisonous one back there. I guess maybe the plant identifier was talking about only the leaves and stems and stuff. I don't know. Ellen Cole says, I before E, except when your foreign neighbor Keith receives 8 counterfeit beige sleighs from weird, feisty, caffeinated weightlifters. All in one comment. Dang it. There you go. How long you been waiting to post that one, Alan? That's a good one. Tomatoes, potatoes, and tobacco are in the nightshade plant family. Yeah, there's a bunch in the nightshade family. Yeah. Smallzilla says, I got 5 3D printers. It's a problem. And for the color question, I can only on some models, but it depends. I'll see what I can come up with for you. I have a carbon fiber infused filament. See, Mike says, I was thinking about trying to make a potato this year. You can nap a potato. You can do a potato effigy in stone. Yeah. Hey, man, what's that point right there? It looks kind of odd. That's a potato effigy. Dumbass. Dummy. Potato effigies. Yeah. The new trend in napping. Let's see. Palmetto. Instead of potato, it's palmetto. Sorry for the typo. Well, now it's not funny anymore. He says, offense taken, Alan. Release the hounds. Yeah, look at it. 33 watching and only 26 likes. Potato on the roots and tomato on top? I don't know. The peppers are nightshade also? Oh, dang it. I got the only poisonous one in the world back here, I suppose. So yeah, I identified it with my Plant ID software that I pay money for, and I pay every year. I got a subscription to it. It's supposed to be the best. And it says don't eat this at all. Stay away. Don't even look at it funny. It'll get you. Mike says it's Irish, y'all would understand the potato effigy. Oh, okay. Yeah. We don't understand Irish things around here. Yeah. Alan says, I named my eraser Confidence because it gets smaller after every mistake I make. Eggplant is nightshade. Yeah, I know. Everybody knows that one. Not everybody. I didn't know that. I thought nightshade was a little window thing that covers your window at night so you don't see the street lights flashing in your window. When it changes from red to yellow to green, you need a nightshade. I only lived in one house that had that problem where the street light would shine in through the window. I only lived in one place that had that, luckily. And I think that was a temporary arrangement. Yeah. Keith says, I'm Irish. Dang. And potatoes are my favorite food. We're talking smack about potatoes here. Mike says, the potato is one of the best vegetables to drink. Is it a vegetable or a root? Or tuber? As for corn, no kidding. Every time I see the eggplant emoji, it means something very different. Well, yeah, in the emoji, it's different. Yeah. Mike Mason, I'm a Heinz 57, Keith, but plenty Irish. Yeah, I'm plenty Irish. I think I'm like 25% Irish. Let's see. I got 4 main ethnicities: Irish, German, Spanish, or Iberian from Spain, and Native American. I got like 25% Irish, 25% German, 25% Spanish, and 10% Native American, and the rest is a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, with a name like Patrick and Alan, I think Alan is an Irish name too. So both my names are Irish, and then my last name's German. Yeah. It reminds me, there's another blank on YouTube, Vanessa Blank. No relation, right? But it's fun because she does survival type videos. And I immediately subscribed to her because she's the only other blank on YouTube that I know of. And she's into survival and stuff like that. Bushcraft and survival. Vanessa Blank. Check it out. Ralph says, I'm 52.6 Irish. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Alan says, with a great power comes a huge electric bill. Oh, yes, definitely. I managed to cut my electric bill this month because I turned my heat off during the day. Yeah. This house warms up pretty quick, actually, with the sunlight, as long as the sun's out. Mike says, I had a teacher named Patrick. He was Irish. First person to teach my class about a paddy wagon. I see. Mac Bales, paleo potato effigy. Finally, a use for my turtle bags. Yeah. Vanessa Blank. We found Pat's ex-wife. Nice try. Cat's out of the bag. No. Must be a sister from another mister. Yeah. But she spells her name the same way I do. Blank, not with a C. Fertile Joe's here. Hey, Bushy. Irish, Slavic, English, German, and a bunch of percent of other stuff. Yeah, I got a bunch of other stuff too. Yeah. Heck yeah, Mac Bales. Ellen says, if your Tesla gets stolen, is it called an Edison now? Mhm. Where are you getting these jokes? They're funny. Yeah. I subscribed to a joke site one time. I made the mistake of subscribing to a joke site. Now I still get spammed with jokes. And I unsubscribe every time. These jokes are lame. These jokes are lame. What are you doing sending me lame jokes? Unsubscribe. And I still get them. What is it with these joke sites? Keith Allen, maybe a Westinghouse. Yeah, instead of Edison, it's a Westinghouse. There you go. Mike Mason says Slavic covers a lot of ground. I'm 25% Polish Slav from my grandma's side. They fled Warsaw from World War II. Grandma says a family member says they left outed as members of the Polish underground. Whoa. Risky stuff. Yeah. Risky. Underground resistance fighters. Yeah. Tommy Taylor is here. Just realized my pre-supper snack during live stream chocolate raisin, chopped walnuts, barbecue chips, and a glass of Coke and a cocktail with a side of Skull. Holy moly. Don't tell us all that stuff. You must still be a youngin', Tommy, to get away with that. Let's see. Buckskin NYB. Was the knife biface made on a video? Knife River Flint biface made on the video. No, the one I made here for this auction is not on video. Why? Because I didn't want to break it. Yeah. Let's see. I only have a very limited quantity of Knife River Flint. How does this nap? It's extremely different from any other napping material in the entire world and universe combined. In all time periods. Yeah. Really? No. This naps just like mid-grade shirt. Okay? Mid-grade. It's got inclusions in it. It's got weird areas. It's not all the same color. It's got variations to it. Some is more translucent than others. It's similar to root beer chert, but the one thing that is nice about Knife River is it has a certain feel to it. Yeah. I can't describe the feeling of it. It's it's it just feels different. That's about the only thing that I can say that's different about Knife River Flint. Other than they call it Flint when it's probably chert. But yeah, there's nothing special about it. If you've seen one chert, translucent chert napped, you've seen them all basically. I didn't ask that question. I was giving my opinion, so shut up. Let's see. Whoever called it dentures really missed an opportunity to call it substitutes. Substitutes. Yeah. Keith says, dang, someone banned Tommy from the live stream. Yeah. I can do it with one click. Anybody else? Mm-hmm. Who votes for the banning? Who? Everybody gang up on somebody. Yeah. Let's ban somebody. Force them to make a new profile. Hey, it's me again. Don't ban me, please. Just name yourself, don't ban me. Yeah, and we won't ban you. Easy peasy. Let's see. Tommy says 66 years old, just retired in December. Well, dang it. I don't know how you get away with that. I don't know. Superman. Ralph says, Polish sausage, yes, please. Get into my belly. Yeah. In Doghouse, Danny says, I think Nightshade is same as Digitalis. Foxglove? I don't know. I don't know anything about plants, except they make me feel sick. Fertile Joe says, I banged out a Buffalo River knife today. Hit it hard and got it thin. Good hard rock it was. I see. Awesome. Buffalo River. Was it heat treat? I like the heat treat Buffalo River. The non-heat treat stuff, I don't know. Tommy says, Mike, take a lot twice a day. Keith says, congratulations on retirement, Tommy. I wish I could retire, but no one wants to buy marbles. Yeah. Smallzilla says, Red Folsom is printing. I'll surprise you with the others I find, if I find any. Okay. Awesome. Cool. Mike says, isn't foxglove a grass? I don't know. Who are you asking? Anyone in the chat? Are you guys all gardeners? Farmers, maybe? I know some of you are farmers, but gardeners, I don't know. The only gardening I do is I'll move one plant to there from one spot to the next. That's my gardening. Dig it up, plant it over there. That's my gardening. Let's see. Bushy says, I don't know if it had heat, but it got some good flakes. All righty. Well, if it had good flakes, it might have been heat treated. Jim Cooper, hey, late today. Had to visit my sister. She got a pen. Yeah, okay, fine. You don't need to give him an excuse. We know. You're right on time. You're always an hour late. Let's see. What happened to your sister? She got appendicitis and had to have surgery. She's fine, just tired. Yeah, appendicitis is not fun. Yeah. I worked at a restaurant when I was in high school, and one of the owners got appendicitis, and they had to rush him to the hospital. Right? I think it was him. Maybe it was his sister also. Anyways, he told me all about it, and I went, "Oh, I don't want to hear these details." No, I don't want to hear details about near-death experiences. Let's see. David De Lorenzo says, Bill, shaped flower, foxglove for your heart. As for Corn says he gardens. Okay, then You were silent during all the nightshade discussions. I have a poisonous nightshade out here, right? I identified it, and someone else has been eating black nightshade berries, and I'm going, what? Never heard of such a thing. Um, Fertile Joe says, deer killer here and a nice garden for two of us. Awesome. Mike says, I have an obsession with learning wild herbs and for a Gables. So let's see. What did he say? Nope, foxglove might be a nightshade. I was thinking of grass though. Something, I don't know. Let's see. Ralph says, I made a peanut butter jelly, fried bologna, grilled cheese sandwich. I made a peanut butter jelly, fried bologna, grilled cheese sandwich, all in one sandwich. Shockingly great. Yeah, that is shocking. Yeah, I don't, maybe jelly on bologna, but peanut butter? I don't know. Mike says, nope, foxglove might be a nightshade. I was thinking of a grass though. I already read that one. Buckskin NYB, I might have to send you some knife river flint. What size do you like working with? You gonna send me some? I like working with pieces that are like 4 inches or less. Yeah, I don't like big pieces of anything. I mean, I nap them all the time because people want to see it on video. But 4-inch spalls or nodules are just perfect. Yeah. You know, anything about this size. This is my range. And, you know, it makes it easier for you also, or anyone that sends it to me, because you don't need to look for anything big. Yeah. And actually better quality, the smaller they are. I find that a lot of chert and flint in smaller nodules is better quality than the larger nodules. Aaron Wilson, hey, I've been napping your stuff on video, Aaron. Did you see? Let's see. I got some more stuff that I got from you, I think. I might have napped it off camera, though. Let's see. Yeah, Aaron, just remind me of what you sent, because I think I had a box of your stuff that I napped that one nodule of obsidian, but I think there's some more stuff from you that I need to nap. I think I have a slab of like something that has green tint to it from Aaron. I don't know. Mike says not Gables, forageables. Oh, okay. Tommy Taylor, my kind of meal, Ralph. Yeah. Mike says, wow, I'm typing like crap. As for Corn says, there's a bush and a vine nightshade. Yeah, I have a vine nightshade out here. And my plant ID says it's toxic. Stay away from it. Don't even go near it. It'll get you. As for Corn says, there's a bush and a vine. Okay. Fertile Joe says, bitter nightshade is poisonous. Well, that must be what I got. Bushy or Fertile Joe says, young milkweed is great to eat, boil twice, and fry in oil. Okay, young milkweed is great to eat, boil twice, and fry in oil. That's weird. I'm allergic to milkweed. Believe it or not. You're allergic to everything. You're so lame. Yeah, I know. I'm so lame. I'm allergic to all kinds of plants. Probably every single plant there is. Except, apparently, pepper. I have lots of pepper in my food. Maybe it's messing me up, too. I don't know. I have salt and pepper all the time. What else do I have as a vegetable? Oh, yeah. Once in a while, I'll get seafood salad or tuna salad, and then mix in mayonnaise and stuff like that. Celery. I can eat cabbage and onions and iceberg lettuce, most lettuce, and it doesn't mess with me too much. Anyways, everything else messes with me big time. And yes, tobacco messes with me too. I don't care. Oh, let's see. We got like, I don't know, 40 minutes for the live stream. 40 minutes left. Get your questions in before it's too late. Ross Wellman says, give me some advice on heat treating Georgetown flint. Please, I don't want to screw it up. Well, it depends on what kind of Georgetown you got. So you have to start out at 300 degrees with the flakes. Don't heat treat big chunks. Start with flakes at 300 degrees for 4 hours. And then wait till it cools down and start napping. Some of the pieces are going to nap well and some of them won't. Put them back in, the ones that don't. Heat it next time at 350 degrees. Take them back, take them out. Start napping them. All of them. There might be like 600 flakes in the turkey roaster. It'll keep you busy for a while. You separate. Each time there's a batch that's good to nap, separate it. Keep it separate. So then you'll know, okay, so this Georgetown was kind of light colored. It didn't need much heat. This Georgetown is kind of translucent in some spots, needed a lot of heat, that kind of thing. All right. So, and then go at 50 degrees each time. Like I bet you that batch that you have, once you knock it down into spalls and flakes, is going to range from 300 to 400 degrees in heat treatability. So start at 300. And like I said, test it all, pick out the ones that nap good, put the rest back in at 350, take it out, test it all, separate the ones that nap good, put the rest back. At 400, it should heat up all the other ones. Pretty nice. If it doesn't, you'd go with the 450. But I have not heard very many nappers heat their Georgetown more than 450. I usually never heat the Georgetown because I always just end up napping it raw. Yeah. It's easier that way. That's my advice. Ralph says, yes, Tommy, it was delicious. What was delicious? What is this foxglove stuff? Okay, I'm back. I'm far behind on the chat. Brendan says, ask for corn is right on the nightshade front. Singleberry means danger. Berry that grows in clusters is okay to forage. Just looked it up for myself. Okay. Jesse says, do you heat treat Georgetown? I thought that was one of the few you napped raw. Yeah, I don't personally heat the Georgetown that I use. But it can be heat treated. Yes. And it sometimes ends up being really sweet. Sometimes nothing happens to it, and I don't mess with it. If it doesn't happen, if it's not happening, it's not happening. Keith says most plants they say is poisonous is actually edible if you know how to properly cook it. Poke is a perfect example. Yeah, I got tons of pokeweed back here. Let's see. Ralph says, Ross, I'm going turkey hunting near Grayling in the opener. Awesome. Ask for Corn says, are you using a Seek app? No, I'm using an app. I think it's actually called Plant ID. Something like that. Or, yeah, it's got a name to it. I forget the name. Aaron Wilson says, I did see the voiceover today. Very cool. The green is a slab from Northern Nevada. Okay, yeah, I have that piece. Very nice stuff. And I have a lot more nodules if you'd like some. Oh, yeah, I'd love some more of those. Yeah, people love that stuff. Nodule to point videos. Yeah. Thanks. Jim Cooper says bittersweet is often called nightshade and is toxic. It is in the same family as nightshade. Blaze, hey, Sal's here. Just wanted to stop and say hi to you guys. Hope everything is doing good. Yep, everyone is doing just fine. As far as I know. Yeah. Somebody was saying something about nerve damage, but that was a while ago. Yeah, everyone say hi to Sal. Sal's in the house. Tommy Taylor says, yes, Keith, I eat a lot of poke salad and scrambled egg mix growing up. Always picked the young poke leaves. Blades and Point says, hey, Mr. Snyder. Yeah. Everybody say hi. Sal, that was an awesome pile of rock you got from Brady, says Ralph. Yeah, napping guys are very generous, says Sal. Ask for corn says, and ye shall receive. Ask for corn and ye shall receive. Random, useless information. Mike Mason says, Keith Ricketts, that is kind of what I have been learning. You can consume Jack in the pulpit, but it's work. Too much work. There may be apples in them bushes. Sal, thanks for sharing the video of the nap-in. Very cool. Yeah, it was cool. I'm glad you did that. I need to watch them in their entirety. I only saw pieces of the videos that Sal put up. Let's see. Yep. The Red Folsom is already halfway done, says Harley. Awesome. Ralph says, Aaron Wilson, you have a channel? What's it called? Yeah, what's it called? If it's different from your name. Mike Mason, high speed Smallzilla. Oh, okay. Smallzilla says, I tuned all my printers to be wicked fast. I'm very impatient. Also, Patrick, I sent you a photo over email to sneak a peek. All right, so I did get a little notification. We'll see. Yep, it is from you. Halfway done, Folsom? I see it. But it just looks like a slab of plastic right now. But very cool, yeah. Awesome. Like to see that red Folsom. Yeah, I'll show it when it's done, right? Yeah. If you're going to send it to me, I'll show it when it's done. Yeah, a box opening or unboxing. Aaron says, no channel. Aaron does not have a channel. Ross says, hey, Sal, saw your Brady Knapping stuff. Very cool. I wish I could have been there. Yeah. Yeah, the Brady Knapping's pretty cool. Lots of nappers. Now, there was one guy, Sal, maybe you can answer this question. Who was the guy with the cases? Not Dan Thoyce. Another guy with all those cases of various Texas points that he made. He had some Marshalls and some deep notched stuff in there. I was wondering who made those. Ralph says, Aaron, I was asking because I started my channel about 2 months ago. I see. Yeah, I need to watch that video of the Brady Knapping again so I can see who's the guy that brought all those cases of Texas points that he made. The notching is awesome on those. But he had all kinds of stuff. Mike says, Smallzilla makes, I was watching your channel when you showcased your pressure flakers. Do you have this sized for 3/8 at all? That's a question for Harley. 3/8, you mean the bits? Terrible spelling, but I think you know what I mean. Where's my... Okay. If I don't put these away, I'll lose one of the nap-in cards. And if I lose that, that'll be the one everyone will ask me about. What was that? What was that nap-in you were talking about from Illinois? I look and I don't see it anymore. Where'd it go? Must have lost it during the live stream. Let's see, Mike Mason. Terrible spelling, but okay. Tommy Taylor says, R. Snyder, is your channel R. Snyder or something else? Mike says, well, I had the boys. He makes a handle. Well, I had the bits. He makes the handle. Yeah. Harley makes a handle. Yeah. Harley says 3/8 bits. Not currently, no. I'm working on a revision though that'll allow for insertion of a 1-inch PVC pipe in the base to use them as Ishi sticks. Multi-tools rock. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah. Ross Wellman asks, Ralph, how do I find your channel? Yeah, just type out the name of your channel or something, or a name of one of your videos. You can't post links in the chat, so I just type out the name or something. Ralph says the Brady Knapping videos were awesome. Oh yeah. So R. Snyder is the name of his channel. Just one word, R. Snyder. Scott says, Smallzilla, where did you get SDL file for the Folsom? Yeah, where'd you get it? Mike Tufts says, hello, Patrick. Hey, Mike's here. Mike Tufts is in the house. I think you're like Mike number 4 now, at least. Alan says, is it okay for me to start drinking as soon as the kids are at school, or am I just a terrible teacher? I see what you did there. Keith says, just type in R. Snyder and scroll down. You'll see his channel. Okay. Let me see. Let me see if I'm subscribed. Let's see. If I can spell right. I see your family on there or somebody like that. Yeah. I don't see no Flintknappings. Anyways. Ralph's channel is cool, says Scott Lauer. Maybe I saw the wrong channel. Mike Mason says, when Patrick gets my package, he might want to strip a bit from a handle or something like what you make for a pressure flaker handle, although it might be an interesting indirect bit. Yeah, let's see if I got the right channel for R. Snyder. There's too many R. Snyders. Anyway, let's see. Smallzilla says, if you Google Folsom Paleoindian Point replica retooled, it should be the top result. So there's already a pattern online. Awesome. Bill Taylor says, hey guys, I made it. Yep, you made it, Bill. Just in time. Bushy says, Smallzilla, was that your stick on Reddit today? Nope, I haven't posted my tools for a while. I do have a fully 3D printed Ishi stick that's lime green and red. Tommy says, Bill Taylor, are you from Texas? Ralph says, scroll down, you'll see me holding the fish. R. Snyder's holding a fish? Oh, there you are. There it is. I am subscribed already, but let me hit every notification possible. Yeah. I was already subscribed. Yeah, I'm not as lame as I thought. So, what do we got?
Here I am.
without further ado, I'll get into the story here, but this is kind of a continuation of my last video. So let's get started.
I didn't see this one.
So anyways, I did a video on Thieves Point, couple that I found, or well, 3 of them that I found. These are the only 3 Thieves Points that I've ever found. The other ones that I'm going to have here, they came from collections, or I inherited them from other people. Different stories in that. I can go into that a little bit more when I discuss those. But
Cool.
yeah, you've seen, this is my original.
Alrighty, found those. Those are awesome. Let's see. Bill says, nope, I'm from BD, Oregon. Okay. Someone posted one there today, PVC with a wood insert. Okay. Smallzilla says, if you Google what's in my toolbox tool showcase, you hopefully should see a top Reddit post with my toolkit. Okay. Ralph, is that a chain pickerel? You can identify the fish from that small little icon? Dang. Aspercorn says, it's probably best to start drinking before you let the first kid board your bus. Mike Mason says, Smallzilla, I never read it. I'm just YouTubing. Yeah. I used to be on Reddit a lot for a few months. And then I said, you know what? I can see where this is going. Yeah. I'll be nice. Killer Cork says, I made it late. Hello, Patrick and everybody. Haley, how you doing? You made it just in time. We're still here. Dawn Reed's here. I'm late to the party. Anybody need a crazy family? Well, I guess 2 crazy families are better than 1, huh? Yeah. Let's see. R. Snyder, 3D printed Danish dagger. That'll be interesting. Killer Cork says, oh, nice. We're talking about R. Snyder's channel. It's a winner. Yeah. Mike Mason, I thought about your name while fishing with the nephew yesterday. We caught about 40 channel catfish. Smallzilla says, sounds like I should make a YouTube video showing off my tools. Yeah, do it. Sorry, Don, I already have a crazy family. Yeah. Scott Lauer says, Smallzilla, that's awesome. Thanks. Yeah. We got like 20 minutes left. 20 minutes left in the live stream. So I told everyone to ask their questions, and then they start talking about 3D printing. There must be no questions on Flintknapping. Everybody knows everything already. Yeah, they just watch for the grins and giggles. Yeah, that's it. Everything's the same old. Everyone's doing the same thing over and over again until they get different results. So not much to talk about there. Yeah. Ralph says the fish is a northern pike. Killer Cork says, I got a quick peek of Scott Lauer's channel earlier. Looks cool. I subbed. Yeah, everyone subbed. Or everyone sub everyone's channels. Yeah. Jim Cooper says, what's your favorite plant-based cordage material? My favorite plant-based cordage material? So far, let's see. I don't have a favorite. I haven't tried enough. I mean, I've used elm bast. I've used mulberry bast. I've tried some dogbane. I've used linen or flax. The flax was weak, which is unusual. I've heard flax is very strong. I must have had a bad batch. I've used maybe a couple more. Oh, yucca plant, or the sisal twine. I think sisal twine is probably my favorite right now. Jute twine, I don't like jute, although jute holds up in water very well. Sisal is my favorite right now. I can just buy the jute twine and unravel it, and you get long strands that are pretty strong. Tommy Taylor says, Don, we show off our crazy on the porch for everyone to see. Ask for Corn says, not me. I only know useless info. Oh, dang. Mike says, Patrick, I have a question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how tired are you? I don't know. Scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 5. Yeah, I've been dog tired. Yeah. One of the worst tired days I've ever had was when I was moving our stuff. We had to move from one apartment to another because, it was like an emergency move. So we were moving late at night. I was so tired that day that I wanted to sleep forever. So I'm like a 5, maybe. It's just because I haven't had much sleep last night. I was having a GERD or something, just reflux all night and hiccuping. Let's see. I'm waiting for you to slip up and say a curse word. Oh, yeah. My kids do that too. Yep, they wait. They lay in waiting to pounce. Dad, what? You're not supposed to. They don't do that. They used to when they were little. Mike Mason says, gotta love that backstrap sinew from 3D Deer every once in a while. Oh, yeah. Artificial sinew, I think is what he's talking about. I like yucca, says Keith Ricketts. Yeah. Mike Mason says, backstrap, not blackstrap. Yeah. I'm not sure I get that one, though. Scott says, Killer Cork, thanks, man. Mike Mason says, really, though, I'm going to have to be the one to try Joshua Needle for cordage. Okay, try it. Take one for the team. Jim says, I've used it. What? What have you used? I've used it, Mike. It's just a less good version of yucca. Ralph says, always wanted to make stinging nettle twine, but I'm afraid of those stingers. Yeah. Something ate a bunch of my sinews, says Bill Hansen. Yeah, you know who it was. Scott says, hey, how's auction going? I need to look. Yeah, I haven't checked the auction. I haven't put likes on everything in about an hour. That's not good. Let me check and put likes on all the things. This is the 7. I know what it is. Let me see what's going on. All right. Oh, we got lots of replies that I missed. I missed a lot of them. There you go. Yeah, 13 replies for one item is pretty darn good. Item number 1's getting lots of bids. Item number 4 is getting lots of bids. So number 5's got even more bids. What's number 5? Box of 5 buy faces. I see. So I'm hitting the like button on everybody so they know that I'm seeing their bids, which are their comments, right? Yeah. You just bid in the comment section and I'll hit the like button if I see it. And then at 9 o'clock Eastern time, I declare the winners. Smallzilla says, shoot, I had a Flintknapping dream. I was at a museum and they had a closet full of material that they said I could take as much as I wanted. I distinctly remember. There was this one material, some kind of neon salmon pink shirt. It was beautiful. I wish I could have kept it. Yeah. I do have dreams about napping sometimes, but they never last and I can never bring it home. Yeah. I mean, it's just short little snippets. Oh, I need that material. Let me grab it. And I go try to get some of that rocks and then I can never bring it home. Mike says, Jim Cooper, straight up, it's good to know someone knows. I've been curious because I cut myself on the green fibers discovering it. Almost time for Ed to show up. Yeah, where is he? Where is Ed? I didn't even see him in the comments. Jim Cooper says, R. Snyder, wait till fall after they die and the stalks are brown and not wilted, but you can harvest it without fear. Oh, okay. Let's see. Jim Cooper says, would you like some Western red cedar bark to play around with? Western red cedar? Western red cedar. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I mean, you might not know, but is that bark any stronger than juniper bark? If it is, yeah, I'd like to try it. I've tried spruce root for cordage. That was pretty good. Now that I think about that, I've tried juniper bark for cordage. That's not good. It's very weak. Let's see. Probably those damn red squirrels eating your sinew, says Ralph. Yeah, but let's see. Little dogs are better at eating sinew. I had one that would surgically remove sinew from my tools. If I had left it out with a sinew wrap, yeah, everything would still be there except the sinew. I don't know how he did it. Tommy says, I probably got the auction notification about 8 or 9 Central Time. Mike Mason says, so is the red-eyed patriot still here? I don't know. The trio is in. If so, I can be confused easily now. Yeah, the 3 mics. Let's see. Mike Tufts is in the house, yes. Don Reed says, have you ever heard of edge cliff material? No, it doesn't sound familiar. Although I think I do my best to try to forget the names of materials now. Yeah. Because whenever I answer a question on a material, it's always wrong. Hey, is this good to nap? I got a ton of edge cliff material. Look, see, I got a picture right here. And here's a side view, here's a top view. And it's kind of translucent. Is it good to nap? Even if I knew exactly what he's talking about, this is just an example. Even if I knew that piece of edge cliff or whatever would probably be not the same consistency as the edge cliff material that I would have used in the past, as an example. No, I don't think I've ever used any, but trying to give advice over the internet is usually wrong. So I try to forget the names of stuff and I just plead ignorance. Sorry, I don't know. You think you know? No, I don't know. Trust me. I think you know. Even if I did know, I wouldn't tell you. How's that? Because I'd be wrong. That's why I don't know anymore. I don't know no more. Frodo Joe says, I've had the same dream over and over again for years. Uh-oh, that means there's something going on there, some kind of stress. Yeah. This Flintknapping stressing you out. Brandon says, yeah, same on the dream. Yeah. You guys are stressed out over napping. I acquire the prize stone and then wake up without it. But I swear I always know it's a dream right before I wake up. Yeah, that's not a happy time. Jim Cooper says, much better than juniper in much larger quantities and much longer. Both the inner and outer bark make decent cordage, but the inner bark is much stronger. Yeah, I'll try some of that. That sounds interesting. I don't think I've tried it. Yeah. Okay. Mike says, I learned to take control of my dreams after years of nightmares. Oh, dang. I tried that too, but then I couldn't sleep. Yeah. There's a way to take control of dreams by partially waking up. Yeah. I had bad experiences, says Ralph, brushing up against stinging nettles while trout fishing. Itchy. Yeah. Not a good deal. Jim says, I mean, the coastal tribes would use it for their ropes and fishing lines. Oh, okay. Wow. That sounds good. Mac Bale says, basswood inner bark makes very strong cordage. That's what I hear. Yeah. I think that's what Ishii, not Ishii, but Utsi used on his stuff. Or linden wood, right? Linden. Is linden in the basswood family? Jim Cooper says, Snyder, you see my suggestion? Mhm. Mike says, y'all got me thinking about the bull nettle in Texas. Oof, it hurts. Brennan, no, it's fun. I hunt down a rare prized stone. Fun type of vibe. Yeah, I'm lost in the chat here. Let's see. Ralph, the other day my son reached and grabbed some stinging nettle, thinking he could just pull it up. His hand was sore for 2 days. Yikes. Lucid dreaming, says Brennan. Yes, lucid dreaming. Usually I can do lucid dreaming if I'm attempting to fly in my dreams. I've trained myself to try lucid dreaming whenever that happens because it turns into a nightmare because then I have to try to escape from something and I can't fly. So last time I had a dream like that, I was lucid dreaming that I actually could control my flight. So it was good. But other than that, I haven't woken up. It's an interesting topic. I used to do a lot of experimenting to try to get dreams under control and stuff. Because I did have nightmares with depression. Mike says, I used to dream when I was little. They were always recurring type. Never had a nightmare. Lucky. Mike says, agree, partial wake up. A degree of conscious is involved. I just couldn't wake up once and finally had to face it. There was nothing to be afraid of. Yeah. Scott says, I dream of napping Flint Ridge, Triple Flow, Knife River, Root Beer, Texas Church, etc. when I wake up in England. And then I wake up in England. Oh, okay. Yeah, but you've got that, I forget what it's called already. Something bullhead, Flint, I don't know. Aaron says, when I send the package of nodules, I will try to include some wild rose for arrow shafts. It was what the Paiute tribe used primarily in my area. Do you need more Band-Aids as well? No, I've got the Band-Aids covered. Yeah. No, I've got the Band-Aids covered. Alan sent me the Band-Aids as a joke, I think. Yeah. Oh, you don't know how many Band-Aids I've got and how many places I got them stashed. Yeah, I have no idea. Jim Cooper says, you can get lengths of fiber as long as a tree is tall if you know the right technique. I'm taking several dozen feet long and several feet wide. Sometimes one large cedar tree could provide a single large shingle to cover an entire side. Oh, I missed it. Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm lost in the chat now. Okay, let me go back. A single large shingle to cover an entire side of a multi-family log house. Yeah, that's huge. My dream is that Frodo Joe says, my dream is that I'm at work and I forget to out of my turn out gear, the fire truck. That's the first thing I did. I never forgot. I retired 19 years ago. Get my turnout gear on the fire truck. Oh yeah, I have dreams about stuff like being back in the military and I forgot some of my equipment and stuff. Oh, those are bad. Yeah. When I send the package of nodules, okay. Jim Cooper says, no, I read that already. Let me catch up again here. Ralph says, Keith, they will live you up with those stingers. Yeah. Mike says, had a dream the short circuit robot was cooking my family in my closet. Dang it. Brennan says, very interesting, Patrick. Also dealt with nightmares from depression issues. Yeah. Lights you up, stupid autocorrect. Yeah. This autocorrect is messing me up big time, too. Jim says, hand sanitizer works well on sticky nettle rash. The alcohol evaporates and takes the acid with it. Mike Mason says, Snyder, I know your struggle. Yeah. Brendan says, night, fellas. Gonna watch an hour of cartoons with my son before bed. Thanks as always, Patrick. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for participating. Yeah. We always have a good turnout. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Jim says, many of those cedar trees are several hundred feet tall. Okay, I see. Yeah, that would explain such a huge, gigantic piece of bark. Killer Cork says, Mike Mason, Johnny 5, your mother was a snowblower? Oh, your mother was a snowblower? Okay, I get it now. Mike says, have a good one, Brennan. Yeah. Jim says, and sometimes more than a dozen feet in circumference. Wow. Yeah. That explains it for sure. Yeah, very interesting. Okay, yeah, the live stream's ending in about 2 minutes. Yep. Everyone can say goodbye and sneak in last minute comments. The auction is going on right now, so you've got an hour left after I end the live stream in case you want to bid or just check it out. Some people just check it out to see what the prices are or what they end up being. I like the auction because you guys set the price. I don't have to try to think about that. I have a hard time setting prices on items anyway. And sometimes what I think is the most, or what should be the most expensive item in the auction is not correct in most cases. Yeah. But you don't see the napping usually on these items that I think are going to be the most expensive because of all the struggles with it. Let's see. $37 likes and 37 watching. Yes, yes. Time to put the hounds away. Tommy says, I usually type something and let autocorrect say what it wants. Mike says, yeah. Had another one about the Papa dinosaur putting giant screws through my knees so I would hold still while he ate my feet. Oh, dang. Not the baby. I don't know what that reference is from. Jesse says, oh, not the baby toe? I don't know. Jesse says, good night, Pat. Best wishes in the auction. Thank you. Thank you. Jim says, I can send some pictures if you'd like to see them for yourself. Of the cedars, I mean. Yeah, yeah. By all means. Send pictures of the big old trees. Don says, 5 more minutes, please. Oh, I can hang around for a little bit. I'm still not caught up with the chat. Smallzilla says, had a great time, Patrick. I'll email you when I get everything sent out. All right. Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you. Alan says, have a great day, everybody. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Johnny 5 was the comedian. E.T. should have been. Bill says, night, guys. Sluffy, how do you see the auction? It's an auction video. You just go to one of the videos in my list of videos. It's an auction video. And you just click on the comment section and people are bidding in the comment section. Yeah. Mike says, thanks, Patrick. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Y'all still the best crowd. Oh, thanks. Awesome. Yeah, we have a very good crowd for sure. Mike says, take care, everybody. Mike Tufts. Everyone saying good night. Bushy says, good night. What's on TV? Some stupid shows my wife will watch. Is Patrick going to eat Spam or steak? No, I've got ground beef for dinner. Yep. Good night, Trippers, says Scott. Good night. Good night. Red-Eyed Patriot says he has a couple of new short videos. All right, everyone's saying good night. All righty, very good. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for showing up. It's been fun. Yeah. If I don't have to nap, it's much easier. Yeah. And if we just talk about whatever, it's much easier also. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Good night. We'll see you on the next video. I have 3 live streams a week. One is on Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern. One is on Wednesday, 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern. And one is on Friday at 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern. And I'll put the schedule down in the in the description box when the video, this live stream video is over. Okay? All righty. Thank you. Thank you. See you on the next video. Bye-bye.